Are hard games bad games? Oh boy, here we go. If you're easily offended, you may wish to exit the video here and go and watch videos of dogs navigating homemade obstacle courses. If you're the open-minded type, however, follow me and let's talk about a subject matter more polarizing than the US politics in 2020. Are hard games bad, or are you simply just a bad gamer? Well, that depends on a few things. Firstly, what is it that makes the game hard to complete? Is it an overwhelming number of enemies? Too many traps? Long levels with no checkpoints? A lives and continue system? No ability to save the game, meaning you have to finish the game in one sitting?
In one sitting?
Well, if you're sat there nodding your head, you'd effectively be telling me that Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the SNES is the worst game ever made, because that's exactly the game I've just described. However, this game is not a bad game. It's actually a very good game. I'd be lying if I said I'd beaten the game, because I haven't. In fact, those that have beaten it will tell you that in order to truly beat the game, you have to beat it twice. Yes, that's a fact. Go and Google it. If the game is too hard because of the core mechanics or control system or any other technical reasons, then yes, this is a problem. Poor controls will make the game harder and thus making it bad. But this isn't difficulty. This is game design. If the controls are tight and you're still dying more times than Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, then I'm going to go out on a limb and say you're not good enough to beat the game and thus need to practice more.
He might be okay. No, probably not now.
The thing is, all games don't appeal to all people. There is no game out there that is universally loved by all. If you disagree with that statement, write that one game everybody loves in the comments and let's see if anyone replies stating that they actually don't like it. For me, Fortnite is a hard game to win. I'm not very good at it. I play on the PS4, which puts me at an instant disadvantage to those playing on the PC. But I don't care. When I lose, I retrieve my control pad from the other side of the room and try again. I get it. You have a short attention span. We all do. It's what happens when things like TikTok exist. If you die in a game, the thought of replaying it from the start of the level more than once might get boring quickly. However, I'd like to respectfully disagree. Replaying the level that you die in only gets boring if the level wasn't that fun to begin with. Getting a little further in said level on the second try would actually be quite rewarding, and then eventually completing said level would be very satisfying. It's like getting a high score. Every time you play, you want to do a little better. This means if you've made a solid game that is fun to play, people will enjoy the journey rather than trying to get to the end so they never have to play it again as fast as possible. And I guess that's the real issue here. Are you playing the game because you're enjoying the experience the game brings? Or are you one of those sick weirdos who gets gratification from seeing the well done you win screen at the end as quickly as possible? And before we continue with the video, just a massive thank you and a shout out to my wonderful Patreon and YouTube channel members: Futal CC, Matt, Retro Galaxy, Amari Lewis, Olivier Bernier, Lighting Cat, Nikki Harbour, Rob, Julian Cruz, Fan Van, Charcoal, Endermark Games, Martin K, Seth Coble, Jonathan Turner and Gerald Dumont. For more info on what's on offer in the Patreon, there's a link in the description. I like to include lives in my games. I think mainly due to the nostalgia of dying too many times on Super Ghouls and Ghosts growing up. I've had feedback from many people that lives aren't a good idea and it makes the player have to start again from the beginning if they don't beat the game the first try. I recently challenged Twitter to play and beat arguably my hardest game, and Space Spy actually beat it.
As you can see, we currently have these slime guys, which are very annoying. It's such a chaotic game, but I kind of like that. I'm on the edge of my seat, folks, I can tell you that for sure.
And the funny thing was, he beat it only dying once. This was arguably one of my toughest games, with a live system that made you start from the beginning again when you died. Perhaps give this game a try for yourself, and tell me, is it a bad game, or perhaps just a hard game? Or perhaps both. In conclusion, in my humble opinion, hard games can be good and bad, and easy games can also be good and bad. I don't think that difficulty in itself should be the sole deciding factor as to whether a game is good or bad. Now go watch this video and see how much money I made from my YouTube channel in my first year as a YouTube game dev.